Traders, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the American markets, how Dow Jones and S&P charts are panning out, what exactly they are saying, and is there a major top, or we can say a healthy correction can be seen. We are going to talk about each and everything. So without any delays, let's go to the chart. Before starting the video, I would or I want to tell you that we are recording this session in the language English. Since we are talking about the global indices, we thought not to record a session in the language Hindi. And since we don't have any predetermined script, or we have not written anything that we are reading out, so if there is any grammatical mistakes, or or our English is not fluent, please ignore all those things. We will be trying and improving our speaking and our fluency. So I would say, if for initial few videos, just have a compromise and just focus on what exactly the charts and time cycles are saying. And thank you so much for all your support and the views and likes you are giving to me. So in today's video, we are going to talk about first S&P 500. So we can see that we have a very beautiful pattern, and initially we can see, if I show you here, we are seeing a beautiful cup and handle formation. So you can see here, it is a cup, it is a handle. So it is a beautiful cup and handle formation, and the targets which cup and handle formation you can showcase is nearly 1200 to 1300, which has been beautifully achieved. And then we saw a major correction. Where's the marker? If I Yeah, so you can see, we saw a target was achieved, and then a major correction was seen, and then again a new type of bull rally started, and it was a, we can say, 35 to 38% return we have achieved. So if I talk about the targets of cup and handle, not in absolute terms but in terms of percentage, so the percentage showcase around 36%. So if I calculate from the breakout zone, so you can see that we have almost achieved those levels as well, which is nearly 65-6600 zones. So you can say that it is the first sign that we might see a major correction or a healthy correction from here. But now the question is, recently only we have seen almost how much percentage? We have seen a 20% correction. So how can we say that after every 4 months we might see a major correction? So if I tell you that markets are always cyclical, and there does not guarantee that if a market has shown a 20% correction in before 4 months, so it cannot show another 20% correction in next 2 to 4 months. So it's not accurate to say that already correction has occurred, so we might not correct from here. But there might be chances that the correction might be of price rather, it might be of time rather than price, and then we might see a price correction. So you have to understand that it's not always what we think. Now the now the question is that it is the only sign we can say that the top is made and we can see a significant correction from here. Well, I don't think so. we are having two more signs. So let me just show you all the signs which says that we are almost at the top of S&P. So you can see here we are working in a channel, and this channel is beautifully working for S&P Global. And you can see we made a major top, and then a correction was there. We made a major top, a correction was there, and now is it possible that a top is there? Because we are having a dual confluence of the horizontal and the trend line. So you can say that there might be a possibility we might touch the lower band of this channel, and then again a higher, you can you can say higher zones can be achieved after a certain level of correction, or the downside is retested. Now the question is this the only sign? So these are the two signs. Now I will talk about about the third sign, which is the most important sign: trend based flip time. So I generally use this analysis to find out major top and bottom. So if I retrace this drawing, so exact bottom has been marked there. Now if I mark the exact top here, exact top has been marked, and exact the bottom has been marked. And now you will see the magic that 20, that the 25th August week is marking as the reversal date. And you can see all the reversal dates which have been previously worked very well. If I talk about the first reversal zone, and you can see we have seen a good amount of rally from there. In the second, we were at a consolidation phase, but in the third we had a very good correction. In the fourth zone we had slightly consolidation, and then in the fifth one we had a major bottom, and then a, you can say, a beautiful rally was seen from there. So now the question is, if every alternate time zone works. So if I talk about the first zone, let me remove this cup and handle so that it is very clear for you. So yes, so if I talk about the first zone, it was a, you can say, a good amount of rally, and then a consolidation. So first, then we can leave, then a good amount of rally second, and then again a consolidation, then third a good amount of rally. So there might be possibility that we might see a consolidation to downside phase, and then an upper rally can start from the month of, you can say, next year May or June onwards. But we feel so that the top has been made, and we might see a significant downfall. Till where? So I believe so we might see a good amount of correction till this zone, which indicates that we might see 54 to 5500 zones, which is a handsome of 20% of correction. So if I draw the path here, you can say that this path might be like this, and then this. So there might be a possibility that we might see this type of pattern, because there are three resistances. One is horizontal price, one is vertical price, and one is time zone, where the time is saying that there might be a consolidation to a correction of either the price or the time, we can say. So I hope you all have understood what I'm trying to say. I will be apologizing for all the grammatical mistakes I might have made it. So now let's talk about the another chart, that is Dow Jones. So we can see here as well there was a significant amount of rally here. Here we didn't see any major type of, you can say, chart pattern, but what I believe is that we saw a rounding bottom, a breakout was there, or you can say not exactly, uh, but a typical cup and handle was also seen here. The chart says that there might be a rally of $7,400 point, which I believe was achieved at a very good amount of time. And then if I talk about the percentage wise, so you can see here 28% of return, which I believe so have been achieved nearly, or still there is a significant amount of. So you can see that Dow Jones still have some amount of room or some amount of space to go from 45,000 to 48,000, another 3-4 point rally. But I believe so that Dow Jones is also near the top, and there might be a significant correction from here as well. So if I talk about the chart, so you can say it is also working in a beautiful channel, and you can see here still there is some amount of scope or room, and you can say that this upward trend line is working perfectly fine, and it is also working in the downward channel as well. And you can see here, where's brush, upside, upside downside, and now it is going to the upper trajectory. And I believe so that 48,000 is a zone where we might see a major top, and then the correction might start. So does the time cycle also says the same? Let's see what the time cycle have to say. There was a major low, major top, and then a major low. So you can see here exactly the major top lows have been connected. Yep. And what it is exactly saying, and it is exactly saying the same thing. So I believe so, at least what the charts are saying, I believe so that the top has been done. Why I'm saying the top has been done, and why I'm not saying the rally might be continued, because there is already a 30% rally from the previous lows in the past 3 to 4 months. Now the scope has been very low, or we can say less, and US market has been decoupled from major indices all over the globe. If I talk about China, or we can say Indian markets, it has decoupled. So there is a room or a scope of another 2 to 3%, I would say, on the upside, but the downside is a kind of major. And I would say that there are chances that in Dow Jones as well we might see a 3-4% rally, then a double you can say top, and then a correction might be seen. So here as well we might see a significant downside of, we can say, 10 to 12%, and in S&P 500 there is a 12 to 15% downside room for next 6 to 8 months. Now if I talk about few stocks which you might see for the long side, so first is Alibaba, which is listed in New York Stock Exchange. Now you might say that it is listed in the country China, but why we are talking about New York Stock Exchange? Because it is showing me a significant or beautiful technical chart. So you can see here we are seeing a breakout zone and as well as a rounding bottom, as well as a cup and handle formation. So there are 2 to 3 things which we have to see in this Alibaba, and there might be chances we might see at least $68 jump, which is nearly 50%, and then a 100% rally, because we have seen that there was a 100% jump from lows to highs. So I am seeing that with a stop loss of 112 $115, we might see 200 to 275 $100 zone in the coming months, or you can say in the coming years. So it has a beautiful risk reward ratio in terms of technical chart. I don't know how the company is in terms of fundamental, but if I talk about the technical, it is working beautifully. If I talk about the next stock, it is Citigroup. So if where is Citigroup? Yeah. So you can see in the monthly chart, Citigroup is sitting at a very good breakout zone. You can see this was a 2007-8 crisis where the Lehman Brothers crisis took place, and Citi was the biggest, I would say, wealth destroyer. Why? Because after 2008-9 it has not created anything for its investors. And now if you have seen my LinkedIn, or you have been connected with me on LinkedIn, I have talked about that Citi is going through a major restructure, and there have been top executives and management from the JP Morgan who have been shifted from JP Morgan to Citi. So there is a significant amount of restructure that is happening in Citi, and I believe so that Citi is now ready fundamentally as well as technically to give a significant amount or a re-rating in terms of the stock price, and this might be the dark horse of the US market in next 2 to 4, or I would say within next 5 years, from 2025 to 2030. Last but not the least, and that is Bank of America. So you can see Bank of America is also to its 2006 highs, and if we see a major breakout from here, then you can say that we might see a significant level of breakout, and you can say that we are seeing another cup and handle. So you can see how the cup and handle formation works, and I think so it might give you a handsome return in next 3 to 4 years. Why? Because if you see that, not exactly, but we might see 100% rally as per the technical chart. And if we talk about in the percentage wise, which is nearly 1000%. It is very difficult to jump a 1000% in terms of US market for any banking stocks, because banking are highly regulated. But if it happens, you might see that we might see a 500 to 700 dollars return. So these are all, you can say, highly speculative, but the reasonable levels which I am seeing is $105 within the next 3 to 5 years. So you have a great opportunity. So these are all the stocks which I wanted to have a conversation, and believe so that S&P and Dow Jones are at the top. There might be a major fall or a healthy fall. It is just a matter of time. Will it happen or not? I don't know, and I'm not an authorized person. So you can please consult your financial advisor. And as a disclaimer, in future we might add these stocks in our portfolio. So please have a due diligence and consult your financial advisor before entering into any position of financial market.